Compendium of the Catechism of the Catholic Church, Part 4, Christian Prayer. Commentary on this painting. This icon calls to mind the biblical account of Pentecost. When the time for Pentecost was fulfilled, they were all in one place together. And suddenly there came from the sky a noise like a strong driving wind, and it filled the entire house in which they were. Then there appeared to them tongues as of fire, which parted and came to rest on each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak in different tongues as the Spirit enabled them to proclaim. Acts chapter 2, verse 1-4. In this image there comes from the dove a symbol of the Holy Spirit, a cone of intense light which wraps itself around Mary and the apostles. This is the light which illumines the minds of the apostles and gives them the gifts of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of divine things, along with the gifts of piety, fortitude, counsel, and fear of the Lord. Tongues of fire rest on their heads to show the fullness of God's love, which will move them to be preachers of the gospel to all the nations. This abundance of grace will actually enable the apostle to be understood by all, for the language of charity is universal and accessible to all. To the barrier which the different languages created among people, Pentecost counterpoises the remedy of unity among the nations. Mary, Mother of the Church, the Queen of the Apostles, and the perfect prayer, is the dominant figure at the center of this painting. It is in the love of the Holy Spirit that the faithful can raise their filial prayer to God in accord with the words of the Apostle. As proof as you are children, God sent the Spirit of His Son into our hearts, crying out, Abba, Father. All times are good for prayer. The Church, however, proposes special times to the faithful to stress and nurture continual prayer, morning and evening prayer, prayers before and after meals, the liturgy of the hours, the Sunday Eucharist, the Rosary, and the feasts of the liturgical year. This painting portrays some of the major feasts of the liturgical year, which mark the prayer of the Church. The representation of the Paschal mystery, the resurrection and the ascension of Jesus into heaven, is the dominant figure at the center of the icon. This solemn feast is the summit of liturgical prayer, and from it all the other feasts, both those of Jesus and Mary, draw their meaning and saving efficacy.